Quantum computing. It can seem a little intimidating, right?
Like something out of Star Trek.
Exactly. But the truth is, it's getting really important really fast. And we've got some articles here about huge developments that, well, they could change everything.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking Google, Nvidia, even a potential quantum rivalry brewing.
So for this deep dive, think of it like this. You're curious about what quantum computing could actually do, right? How it could affect you. Well, we've got articles here about how it could change medicine, AI, maybe even how we understand the universe.
And what's really exciting is we're seeing this shift from theory to reality. Like, these articles show quantum computers actually doing stuff, not just sci-fi promises anymore.
Okay, let's jump into it. This first article is about Google's new Willow chip. Big claim here, they say it basically solves one of the biggest problems holding quantum computers back.
The errors.
Right. Now, to get why this is a big deal, we got to talk qubits for a sec. Those are like the building blocks of quantum computers. Think super-powered bits, but way more unstable.
It's like the more qubits you have, the more likely they are to mess up the calculations. Like trying to build a tower out of jelly, just kind of wobbles and collapses.
So Google says Willow reduces those errors massively. And they even threw out this insane stat, a calculation that would take a supercomputer septillions of years.
Willow did it in under 5 minutes.
5 minutes? I mean, come on, is that even possible?
Even quantum skeptics are kind of impressed. Huge claim, though.
Guess if it holds up in the real world.
All right, but here's where things get spicy. Another article, this one's from an expert at D-Wave, another big quantum player. They're basically saying, hold your horses, Google.
Right, like Google's approach is exciting, but it's not the only way to do quantum computing.
Okay, time for a super fast quantum 101. So Google's doing what's called gate-based quantum computing, but D-Wave is all about annealing. Could you break those down for us?
Sure. Imagine you're trying to solve a puzzle, right? Gate-based is like trying every combination, super precise, but it takes time, especially with all those errors we talked about.
And anneal. More like letting gravity solve the puzzle. Imagine a bumpy landscape you're trying to find the lowest point. Annealing just lets a ball roll downhill till it finds that spot. Great for optimization problems.
So D-Wave is saying their annealing computers are already solving real problems for companies right now, like today.
Exactly. Logistics, finance, even helping design new drugs. Stuff with real-world impact.
So this is like a quantum rivalry. Is one approach gonna win?
Nah, I think there's room for both. They're good at different things. Gate-based is like a Swiss Army knife. Annealing's more like a specialized tool.
Gotcha. So we've got Google making big claims about reducing errors, D-Wave saying, hey, we're already out here doing the work. This is getting pretty interesting. But wait, there's another player jumping in.
Oh yeah, this next article is wild.
Nvidia, the graphics card people, they're teaming up with a company called Algorithmiq, and they're going after the error problem in a completely different way. Instead of eliminating errors, they're trying to, mitigate them.
Right. Like imagine you're baking a cake, but your oven's a bit wonky. You could try and fix the oven, or you could just adjust the recipe and the baking time to get a good cake anyway.
Clever. So are they actually getting good results with this error mitigation thing?
Oh yeah, they're claiming some serious speed boosts, like 300 times faster for certain calculations. But it's not just about speed, it's about reliability. If you can't trust the results, what's the point?
Makes sense. So we've got Google's big leap forward, D-Wave saying they're already solving real problems, and now Nvidia coming in with this whole new strategy. This is getting really exciting.
But it just shows how much activity there is in quantum computing right now.
Uh-huh.
All these different approaches, it's like everyone's racing towards the same goal, but taking different paths to get there.
And the crazy thing is, it's all happening so fast. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we got to ask, what does this actually mean for people? Like, how could this change our lives? All right, so we've talked about all this crazy progress in quantum computing, but now let's get real. How could this actually change your life?
Well, get ready for some serious sci-fi stuff. Remember that analogy we used about finding a grain of sand on all the beaches of Earth?
Yeah, that was wild.
Well, imagine applying that kind of power to understanding the human body.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
One of these articles talks about how quantum computers could revolutionize drug discovery. Like right now, finding new medicines takes forever, right? It's like searching for a needle in a haystack. But a quantum computer could sift through tons of data, analyze molecules, even simulate how our bodies work, all super fast.
So instead of years of research, we could find new drugs in like weeks.
Potentially, yeah. And think about the diseases this could impact. Cancer, Alzheimer's, even those rare diseases that barely have any treatments right now.
That's huge.
And goes even further. Imagine personalized medicine tailored to your exact DNA, like a treatment plan designed just for you.
Yeah, that's next level stuff. So we've gone from finding grains of sand to personalized medicine. What else can these quantum computers do?
Well, climate change is another big one. These articles talk about how we could create super accurate climate models.
So instead of just predicting the weather, we could see how climate change will actually play out, like in specific places.
Exactly. Imagine knowing how rising sea levels will affect each coastal city, or how rainfall will change in different farmlands. We could get way more precise with our solutions.
That's mind-blowing. So we've got life-saving medicines, fighting climate change. Quantum computers sound like the ultimate problem solver. But I gotta ask, are there any downsides? This is all sounding a little too good.
Well, yeah, like with any powerful tech, there are risks. One article mentions security.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, quantum computers could potentially break the encryption we use for, well, everything online.
Wait, so like our passwords, bank accounts, all that could be vulnerable.
It's a real concern. But get this, the same tech that could break those codes could also make unbreakable ones.
So it's like a double-edged sword. We could be super vulnerable or are super secure.
Exactly. It'll be a race to see how it plays out. But beyond security, there are ethical questions too, right? Like, who gets access to this power? Does it make inequality worse? We got to think about that stuff now.
True, true. It's like we're on the verge of a whole new world and we got to make sure we're ready for it. Which reminds me, remember that thing about the UN declaring 2025 the year of quantum?
Yeah, it's a sign of how seriously everyone's taking this.
Right.
Governments, companies, everyone's investing in quantum research now.
Makes you wonder if there's something big about to happen. Like, are we on the edge of some major breakthrough?
It's definitely an exciting time to be watching this field. The pace of progress is insane.
Okay, so after all this, I'm definitely feeling that mix of excitement and, well, a bit of nervousness. Powerful stuff. What do you think, listeners? Are you ready for the quantum future?
A little bit of both, I'd say. We need that sense of wonder, A&D caution.
Well said. And on that note, we're moving on to the grand finale. We've talked medicine, climate, but now, the mind-bending potential of quantum AI. What happens when you combine the smartest tech with, well, a whole new kind of intelligence? Get ready, things are about to get really wild. Okay, so we've talked about how quantum computers could change medicine, how they could help us fight climate change, but now it's time for the really mind-bending stuff. AI.
Buckle up.
Because when you mix AI with quantum computing, well, that's when things get really interesting.
It's not even like adding one and one, it's like multiplying.
Yeah, regular AI is already pretty impressive, but quantum AI.
One of the articles described it as a totally different level of intelligence.
Like, okay, if regular AI is figuring out a Sudoku puzzle, is quantum AI like solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded?
More like designing a whole new puzzle that we can't even comprehend yet.
Whoa.
We're talking about AI that could understand systems so complex like the human brain, the global economy, things we can barely grasp right now.
So AI that could predict an economic crash before it happens, or like figure out how to cure Alzheimer's.
Potentially, yeah.
That's powerful. And honestly, a little bit scary too.
That's why the ethical side of this is so important. Like one article even asked, what if this quantum AI becomes self-aware?
Okay, hold on. Are we talking like Terminator situation here? AI that decides humans are the problem.
That's still sci-fi territory, but it's something we have to think about.
Sure.
As we build smarter and smarter AI, how do we make sure it's still working for us, not against us?
Yeah, it's like we're opening up this incredible potential, but there are definitely risks too.
Yeah.
So besides those big kind of philosophical questions, are there any like concrete ways we might see quantum AI used in our lifetime?
Oh, absolutely. Material science is a big one. Imagine being able to design a material like atom by atom on a computer.
So like a super strong metal or a new kind of battery that lasts forever.
Exactly. We could revolutionize so many industries, electronics, energy, you name it.
I'm starting to see why everyone's so excited about this stuff. Okay, so big picture time. What does all this mean for, well, all of us?
The quantum future is coming, that's for sure. Whether we're ready for it or not is another question.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in all the hype.
But the truth is, this tech is still young. There's a long way to go.
But the progress that's already been made is just incredible. Who knows? Maybe someone listening right now will be the one to make that next big breakthrough.
You never know.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the quantum world, I want to leave you with this. If you had access to a quantum computer, to all this power, what problem would you solve? What's that thing that keeps you up at night that you wish you could change?
Let your imagination run wild.
Because this technology, it's not just about solving equations, it's about solving problems. Big problems, human problems.
And remember, the future isn't something that just happens to us. We get to help build it.
So stay curious, stay engaged, and let's make this quantum future something amazing. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.